Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ellis Burks, A Truth Project. Talking to you guys today about something that's really important to me. I really think it's important to all of us, but definitely it's something that's really heavy on my heart. And that is that we have to know our history, folks. We got to know who we are. We got to know where we came from. We really have to know where God was, in the beginning of our journey, even coming here. From Africa. We have to know that. And right now I'm starting to realize, at this time in my life that there's so much misrepresentation, so much misinformation, so much falsehoods told to us about all the stuff that was taking place, the where, whens, and why of our life, that in a lot of ways we're kind of confused. And because we haven't taken the initiative, I think, enough of the initiative, not just to know history, but to even be able to talk about history to our kids, to the next generation after that, because we haven't done what I think is an effective job at doing that. I think that a lot of our young people are very confused. Now, for you to understand the importance of that and why I think that is so important, you can also go to the scriptures. I know a lot of people believe in the scriptures. I'm a believer myself. And when you're going to look at the scriptures, it was something that was very important even for Moses, even for Joshua. Even God told them to make sure that they understood their history, where they came from. Because in their history, and where they came from, they were able to see the different places, even in slavery, that God was able to, they ran into divine intervention. God was able to help them, even in the midst of a lot of the same kinds of issues that we faced with as a black people. God was there to help them, to see them through, to get them through, to get them to a place of freedom. And I just think that's why it's so important for us to know our history. One of the things that I like to point out is there's a reason why our history is obscured. There's a reason why white America doesn't want you to know the truth about your history. First of all, when you know the truth about your history, it's so encouraging for you because you're able to see what's in you, how our ancestors was able to overcome a system, you understand, that was designed to keep us down, to stop us from reading, to stop us from voting, from stopping us to be where we are today. It was a system that was designed for that. And it is a system right now that's designed the same way. But because we aren't aware of our history, then that stuff is able to work. One of the things about Satan, I want to say this, he's not creative, but what he does is he does a lot of stuff to one generation, and then he'll have the next generation to forget. And once the next generation forgets, he's able to do the same thing that he done to the following generation that he did to the generation before, and it's because that middle generation forgot, didn't let the next generation. We have to let each other know about our history and our past, and to get back to that's why the devil will obscure our history so we don't achieve our greatness, that we are unable to see how God really intervened, that we'll be looking to the same people who held us down. We'll be looking to them to give us resources to bring us up. And that's got to sound familiar, because a lot of times you even hear black people talking about reparation, that we need them to give us something to pull us up. Listen, they might need to give us something, but that's not what's going to pull us up. What's going to really pull us up is the truth. Us understanding the truth about our history, us relying on God, relying on God to give us the resources that we need, and not the white man. And listen, and even when I talk about white people, I want you to understand one thing that's very important about the Truth Project. We're not here to make you be upset about white people and you to get to a point in your thinking that they did me like this, I'm gonna get even. I'll never love them. That's not what it's about. It's not about bitterness rising up in you where you're a hater people. The bitterness that's rising up in you is a bitterness that's rising up in you because it's in you because of what has taken place in the past. It's being exposed. It's not something that we're releasing, it's something that's being exposed that's in you. And when it's exposed in you like that and it rises up, it's an opportunity for you to be delivered from it. And I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to be delivered from, but deliverance comes from knowing the truth. It's the truth that makes you free. So once we know the truth about our history, we'll be set free from the chains that still embraces it. We're still walking with these chains today because we don't know enough about our history. We're not able to be set free. The truth, folks, is what will make us free. So once we really get into studying our history, not listening to America tell us about our history, but we dig and reading about the biography of Frederick Douglass, reading about W.B. Du Bois, reading about the life of Booker T. Washington, other books out there too, other good readings. Even as I talk to you about those books that you can read, you got to understand these are black men that was born in slavery, that was denied the right to read, denied the right to learn all this kind of stuff. And look at the books that they have. It shows that the greatness that's in you. And I think that's what has to rise up in us. That's not going to come from white America. That's not going to come from some outside source. That's going to come from us, knowing our history and us encouraging one another. So if you don't get anything else from me, from this first reboot of a Truth Project, this is what you get. It's so important for us to know our history for ourselves. It's so important for us to be able to communicate our history to our children. It's so in our grandkids. It's so important for us to be able to tell them the story of the black man, of the black woman, about our race. It's important for us to be able to do that. And that's why today, the main thing I want to get pushed out today is know your history. Read. Read, black man. Study for yourself. No, follow the Truth Project. We're going to be putting gems out there, and those gems are going to be out there for you to encourage you to read. Know for yourself. Not that you have a spirit of arrogance and be able to be mad at other people because that truth, but because you'll be free. You'll be free for the way you get free from slavery. The way you get free from slavery is by knowing your history for yourself. So I want you guys to join me in following this project, and let's move forward together. Peace out, people. Peace.